Alright people, I'm back. Can't guarantee you if this cell phone gonna turn on and off, but let's hope we get lucky. Today's YouTube video is gonna be Sex Talk 101, episode 61. I guess we'll entitle it How to Find Sexy Women or something. We'll think of some type of nice title when we're finished with this video, or should I say videos, as in 4 or 5, maybe 6 videos. I'm gonna try to make this not too long, not too short, because after that I'm gonna have to go hit the gym. I mean, first I gotta pay my gym bill and then go work out and then get something to eat after that, and then come back to the house and get ready to go hit the golf club tonight before I have to go back to work, because I gotta work all of Sunday and all of Monday's 8-hour shifts. You know, I already had my 7-day vacation. Now, a lot of guys been coming to me in the comment section on my old YouTube channel, Alexander Oden, on my old YouTube channel, my second old YouTube channel, Alexander 2 Show, and I had some guys in person ask me some questions that they don't think is being answered. I'm tired of the nightclub and the bar scene, and I'm tired of going to the mall. Where do I go to meet beautiful, attractive women that are 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s? And I always try to explain to the best of my ability, so I thought I would make a fully fledged video depending on how much time I have on this phone, because it's time for an SD card upgrade, because this cell phone is funny. 1 minute it can give me 2 minutes, it can give me 5 minutes, it can give me 10 or 15 minutes. There's some cases where this video can give me 20 to 25 minutes, so it's not a 100% guarantee. So if this video cut off right in the middle of me talking, you know it's because it's time for an SD card. Don't be taking it personal, saying, damn it, Alex, every time you get to the good shit of the video, the shit cut off. Don't feel bad. I already have someone behind the scenes that be telling me, man, why your shit be cutting off, dog? Why don't you go get the SD card, because I'm tired of your shit cutting off when you get to the good shit. So the feeling is mutual. Now, there are only 5 places, in my opinion, but I don't do opinions, I do facts. There's only 5 places you can go to meet women that are 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s if you're interested in being in a relationship and trying to ask women out to lunch and dinner, trying to get to know women, not just have sex. Unless you plan on being a player who just want to smash anything in a skirt, you know, then the nightclubs and the bars and the malls and the gyms is where you head to if you're just a player, or as Ringo TV Raw likes to call it, a man whore, a guy that just likes to fuck whores and sluts. And if that's not what you're into, then you don't need to be watching this video. I'll make a video that's the complete opposite of that, during spring break time, because that's when a lot of the players and man whores come out, is spring break and during the summertime. Not if it's like this around March, which is March Madness college basketball. So let's get to it, shall we? Coming in at number 5 is the golf club. Now, the golf club is a small venue. Now, a lot of guys, a lot of black men and white men sometimes, not white men, but some black guys complain like, well, the girl's weird. She's a weirdo. She's strange. She's into Pokemon. She likes anime. Well, here's what I have to say about that. What would you prefer? Would you prefer a black woman that's from Compton or South Central or from Inglewood, that all she talks about is Drake, Rick Ross the Boss, Lil Wayne, Offshore, and Future, and she knows all the lyrics to all the rap songs, and as soon as you cheat on her with her homegirl, or you look at a white woman or a Mexican woman, she get the tripping the fuck out, and then all of a sudden she go get her big brother that might be a Crip or a Blood gang member, and next you know, this motherfucker ride up the street, down the street, looking for your ass at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning with the gun, saying, what set you from, cuz? What set you from, blood? Is that what you prefer? And then you get shot 5 times, like Tupac, and then your ass end up on the 7 o'clock news. Is that what you want? Or do you want to go to a golf club where the girl dresses in all black, thinks she's a vampire or a werewolf, she might be into witchcraft, she might be into just dark things, you know, she might be obsessed, infatuated with vampires and werewolf mythology. At least with those girls, when you take them out to the picnic, to the park for a picnic, everything goes off 100% smoothly. Every time you take her out to lunch and dinner, she don't be asking for the most expensive ass food on the menu. Black women that are from Compton, South Central, and Inglewood be asking for the most expensive shit on the menu. Golf girls be like, just give me something simple and easy, nothing ridiculously crazy. Don't try too damn hard. At a golf club, it's a small venue. Okay, it ain't hip hop music, it ain't gangster music. Okay, it's gonna be alternative rock. It's gonna be golf music. The music might sound different, might sound strange and shit, but at least you are able to at least talk to 5 out of 10 women at a golf club that will give you a nice 70% chance of meeting someone that you can ask out to lunch and dinner in the near future. 70% at a golf club is better than going to a regular nightclub or a bar scene where you only got a 20 or 30% chance to ask for a girl's phone number only to get rejected a total of 5 to 10 times at a nightclub bar scene. At a golf club, you got a 70% chance. Now, you still might get rejected the first 4 or 5 times, but at least you still have a better chance than you do at a golf club than you do at a nightclub or a bar scene. That's better than going to the mall and the gym and getting rejected. So the golf club is if you really want to try something new, experimental. I would call that an experimental thing. It's not for every man. So some guys don't have a problem with a girl being weird and strange, and some men do. Some guys don't care if the girl talks to herself, and some guys, it's like, what the fuck's going on here? Bitch is talking to herself. So I would consider that an experimental thing to try out. It's not for everyone. Moving on to number 4. Hold on. Still allergy season. Coming in at number 4 is... Hold on, let me take my paper out. Normally I don't do this in the middle of YouTube videos, but I want to make sure that I have it in its logical order. So that way you guys don't be saying, damn man, he skipped something on the list. Alright, college. Now you don't have to go to USC or UCLA college to look for fine ass women that are 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s. You can go to any community college. You can go to Los Angeles City College. You can go to Pierce College. You can go to Valley College, El Camino. You can go to Santa Monica College. I highly recommend Santa Monica College because it's the best of the best. I mean, you will find beautiful, attractive women at Santa Monica College, and you will have a 70 to 75% chance of getting some phone numbers and some emails from women. Doesn't matter if you like black women, white women, Latino women, foreign women. You have a better chance if you go to schools like Santa Monica College, El Camino College, Pierce College, Valley College, especially Pierce and Valley College in North Hollywood. You can find beautiful, attractive women there. You know, you don't have to take your ass to UCLA College or USC because they're great universities. The reason why a lot of guys go to college is because there's college parties. Usually they have a friend that they hooked up with in high school, or they have a baby brother who's now going to college, and that guy's able to get connections to all the parties. And that's how that guy's able to have access to college parties. So that guy may not necessarily go to college. He might be in his late 20s, early 30s, but he might have friends from when he was in high school and college that are now in college 10 years later that give him the hookup. That's where you would go if you really want to, hook up. Number 3 is the bookstore. Now, a lot of guys need to understand when I say bookstore, I'm talking about an actual bookstore, not the library at school, not the college library, not your local library, the bookstore. You can get an 80% chance at a bookstore versus you wasting your time at a library, because you can't talk in a library. Now, the same rules apply at a bookstore, but here's the difference. Because you have to buy books, magazines, and stuff like that, you can still strike up a 15 to 20 minute conversation. And some bookstores might have a coffee cafe which you could use that to your advantage. You keep going to the bookstore every single time you buy something, it strikes up a conversation from out of nowhere. That's how you build up your social skills. That's how you practice learning how to talk to women. I said I was gonna make a future YouTube video called How to Learn How to Talk to Women. What's the difference between I learn how to talk versus I learn how to talk to women? The bookstore is where it starts. Where you learn, I mean, you can learn how to talk to women in school. You can learn how to talk to women at work. Problem with learning how to talk to women at work is that you're not there to socialize, you're there to work, and you can get ridden up 3 to 4 times by H&R's office and fired because all you want to do is talk to hot chicks at your job. So even though you might be a sociable person at your job didn't pay you to be sociable, they paid you to work, even though it's boring. Same thing in school. If you're going to college, the teacher, the professor don't want you talking. The teacher wants you there to learn and take quizzes and exams and pass them 85 to 90% of the time. They don't want you there talking, or they'll kick your ass out of class, and then ultimately you'll get dropped from the class, and then the principal might kick you out of college. So those two places, you might be very sociable, but school and work, they're not going to want you talking a lot. They're going to want you more quiet than talking. And if it's work, they're going to hit you with that bullshit. If it ain't work related, you can't talk. Same thing in school. If it ain't school related, you can't talk. So those might be the sociable places, but the reason why I'm excluding those is because between going to school and going to work, people get fired because they're too sociable at work, or they get kicked out of class and ultimately kicked out of school because they're too damn sociable. So that's why I'm excluding those two. Bookstore is more appropriate because if you're buying a book, you have to talk to the customer. If you need help, assistance to find a book, you have to talk. So that builds up your social skills. Now, you might catch women that you went to work and going to school, or at the gym going to the bookstore. Now you can take advantage. Now, coming in at number 2 is the park. A lot of girls love to walk their dog or their cat at the park. And the park is free range. And the reason why I say the park is free range is because I would probably choose the park over the mall and the gym any day. Because the problem with the mall is you got police, you got security, and then of course you got gang members. And you know how gang members are. If they see you looking at their woman, then you're gonna have to fight. And at the park, depending on how big the park is, it's free range. You can talk to virtually any woman, black, white, Latino, Asian, depending on your city and state of location. And if a girl's walking her dog or her cat, you can make a 10 to 15 minute conversation. There you have a 80% chance. Now, you still might get rejected. You still might get blown off 4 or 5 times, might even 6 times, but you got at least 10 tries at a park before you use up all 10 times. So usually the park is very powerful and effective. Now, we get to the most obvious place you can meet beautiful, attractive women that are 8s, 9s, and 10s, and that is the beach. The beach is even bigger. You got even more free range at 85 to 90%, and you got anywhere from 10 to maybe 15 tries before you just use up all 10 or all 15 tries before it's all over. Now, you might catch police officers and security guards at the beach, but there's activities that you can blend in. There's playing basketball, there's surfing, there's riding your bicycle, there's bodybuilding, there's working out, lifting weights, there's competitions where guys are battle rapping, there's people playing racquetball, tennis, there's people getting tattoos, there's people writing poetry, there's people taking their cell phones out and skateboarding. There's activities at the beach, and if you take any one of those activities and blend in, that can be used to your advantage. That's where you want to go if you want to meet beautiful, attractive women. You don't always have to keep going to the mall and the gym and the nightclub and the bar. Those are not the only places to meet beautiful, attractive women. Those are my 5 picks on where you need to go if you want to meet women. Now, there are times where you go to these places and you still get rejected no matter what. And like I always say in all my videos, it's not always a guarantee that if you go to the beach that's your lucky day. It's not all the time you go to the bookstore or the park, that's your lucky day. It's not all the time you go to college that it's a guarantee. I'm telling you, these are the 5 common places that you will go to. Pickup artists are not going to tell you go to the park. They're going to just tell you don't go to the park, you should go to the park. They're going to tell you don't go to the beach, go to the beach. I'm telling you stuff that I know for a fact that if you want a shot with a girl, these are the places you go if you're so insistent on wanting a relationship and you want to ask a woman out to lunch and dinner. And you want a future with a girl, you want to one day get married and have kids. Now, I know some people are going to say, Mel, maybe you should make a video, should you have kids and get married? And that's going to be later in the year because it's too early and I have to do all the research for that video and I have to also ask for some favors for that video. So that's not going to be something that's just going to happen like that. Now, I already explained the cost of it. And I guess I'll probably do a 2-for-1 since my video is holding up and it's 15 minutes. Why not give you the second half? Why not, now that I gave you the good, now let me give you why, if you're gonna be a player, you should go to these places. Now, players like to stay away from places that women can tell, oh, he's just nothing but a man whore. Players avoid the beach. I mean, players will go to the beach, and then players stay away from bookstores. Players love to hit up college. So if you're a player, it's I want to go to the beach, I want to go to college. Players stay away from the bookstore because a girl can always tell that, okay, he just wants some ass. He just wants some pussy. So players usually stay away from the bookstore. Players stay away from the golf club because girls at the golf club, again, they can tell you just there for some ass and you ain't really all about the golf subculture. So they can tell that you're a poser, that you're fake and phony, and you're not for real. Players usually stay away from the park as well, because, again, a girl can tell he just wants some ass. So players usually stay away from places that are a symbol of being in a relationship. Players go to the places where they know, I can find me a thought. I can find me a slut, a whore, someone that just want to have sex and don't want no relationship. They don't want to be taken out to lunch and dinner. They just want to be smashed. So players like to go hit up the gym. Players love going to the beach. Players love going to places that validate players. Now, if you're going to be a player and it doesn't matter to you what you smash, see, when I say the word player, I'm talking about guys that don't care what type of woman they have sex with. You got players, and I told you this before, you got players that will have sex with fat women. You got some players that will smash fat women that's 200 pounds, 300 pounds, 400 pounds, 500 pounds, and don't give a damn what anybody says or thinks about it. You got players that will smash your mother. You got some players that don't care if they banging a grandmother. You got some players that don't care if the woman is 50 years old, 60 years old, or 70 years old. So you got players that will bang the mama and the grandmama and then turn around and bang the daughter and the granddaughter. You got some players like that. You got players that will smash fat chicks. You got some players that don't care if the girl has kids or not. You got some players that will smash an ugly chick. A player's association is we don't take no prisoners. That's what, if you've seen the movie How to Be a Player, players don't take no prisoners. They smash a little bit of this, it's like Baskin Robbins ice cream for players. They will smash anything. If a player goes to a gym, the only reason why the player is at the gym is looking for ass. I mean, yeah, he'll use going to the gym to get in an athletic shape as a plot device. I know, because I go to the gym and I've talked to players all the time and they'll tell me what their purpose there for. Players will go to the gym. Players will hit up the nightclubs. They'll hit up the bars. Players will go to the beach. Players stay away from places that represent relationships. If it's a park, players don't want no part of going to the park unless he's a different type of player. If he goes to the beach, that's what he wants. The gym, that's what he wants. The nightclub, the bars, that's what players want. Players stay away from the park. Players stay away from the bookstore because that represents relationships. Players want something they can smash and be done with. And a lot of times when players go to these environments, there's already somebody there to expose them just like that. And a lot of times the players have to either learn how to blend into that environment just so they can accomplish that goal. And when people say, oh, that's if you're in your 20s, no, being a player, there's no age limit. You could be in your 20s as a man, you could be in your 30s, you could be in your 40s and still be a player. The thing is, when you're in your 20s, they call it being a player, because that's basically what you're doing. You're playing someone. And when you get in your late 30s, early 40s, they don't use the word player no more. They use a word called eligible bachelor, meaning he's been in the game for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and he ain't never settled down. That's what they start to call it. When he gets rich and famous, they'll say the word eligible bachelor. If he's broke or he just making average money, they use the word player. So you could be a player in your 20s and 30s, and in late 30s, early 40s, or possibly mid 50s, they'll use the word eligible bachelor, meaning he ain't never settled down in 10 years, 15 years, or 20 years, and he's just all about smashing, and he ain't trying to really get with anyone. That's usually what happens. Players go to the gym, the beach, you know, the nightclubs, the bars. They hit up places where they know they can get access. Sometimes it has good benefits of being a player, and then sometimes there are what they call disadvantages. And the disadvantages is someone will expose you. Someone will catch up and figure out what you're doing. You know, players stay away from places that represent something else, because they are players, and players do not like anyone to find out their MO. Players will even go to places like strip clubs, anything that has something to do with sexual. A player wants to go to it. Now, if you're a guy that was a nice guy and you got your heart broken 3 times or 4 times or 5 times and you just happen to become a player, then I'm explaining to you the difference between I'm just trying to find a relationship or I just want to be a player. You want to be a player? Go to the nightclubs, the bars, hit up the beach, hit up the gym. That's where you want to go if you just want to be a man whore. If you just want a relationship, you got to go what I just said. Sometimes players do go to colleges and they do hit up the colleges because they're players. And every now and then you might see a player try to pick up a girl at work, and that's why I said you can get fired from your job. There are players at jobs who will be low-key trying to get them phone numbers, and then they don't think the manager or the supervisor don't see that shit on camera, and then you get busted. Trust me, I got busted plenty of times. And you don't want to get in trouble, because once someone finds out your reputation, it follows you everywhere you go. And then when it's 10 years later or 15 or 20 years later, people will say, don't mess with that guy. All that guy wants to do is smash. He ain't into no relationship. And then if he can get someone that don't care about that, then he's a lucky person. So that's why I'm trying to explain to you the bad cases of what happens when you've been a player for too long. Now, if you were a guy that started off wanting a relationship and every time you meet a female, all they do is play mind games, then yeah, you gotta want to take the route of a player. If you're trying to stay away from the path of a player, then you need to go to places that represent relationships and nothing else. I don't want to make this video longer than it has to be. Until then, peace.